A day as an alcoholic. I'm going to turn the clock back 5 years when I was really ill. Well, I was struggling with alcohol. I've been struggling all my life, to be fair. My typical day was 24 hours of torture, to be honest. It's the best way of putting it. I'll start maybe 11 o'clock in the morning. I used to struggle out of bed. I mean struggle, because I had a can of beer by my bed because I felt ill or had terrible shakes and all that sort of thing. And at the time I had this flat, and over the years, when I got more and more in alcohol, become more addicted, I couldn't get anything fixed, couldn't get anything repaired. Basically, the bed more or less collapsed in the middle. The slats had gone down, and I used to struggle out there. I had no hot water at the time. I just try and put some cold water on my face and try and, stagger about, really trying to pull myself together a little bit. Because it's not like you don't sleep properly. It was just dreadful way of living, to be honest. And I would try and take a sip of this lager. Sometimes I used to put a little bit of lemonade in it, and often I would just cough it up. Sometimes with a lot of bile and retching, a very sore throat, and hair was long, greasy, and hadn't had a shave, and looked in the mirror, which was just covered in dirt and dust, and over months and months of not looking after the flat, not looking after myself. It got worse and worse, and then I had rats in there as well. Clean up all that sort of carry on. Couldn't let rat people in. It's a terrible thing to talk about now, but and open the blinds. I remember this particular day. It was quite a sunny autumnal day. It wasn't long before I went to hospital, actually, 2019, and I just looked out the window and I thought, I feel so trapped, so stuck in this horrible environment, covered in just nonsense and beer cans, and going about the clean around. Only had an iPad, didn't have any TV that I'd broken. Wouldn't let anybody in. I had piles of posts I'd never opened up. I was living in squalor. I did a video about that recently, living in squalor. And there'd be a lot of missed calls from my parents, maybe the odd one from my daughter, not really from anybody else. I used to know a few people in the pub who were similar to me, struggling with alcohol, but they never rang me really. I used to know where they'd be anyway, about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, in the boozer as always. So I'd try and get myself 1 or 2 of these drinks down me, because I'd stop the shakes and stop the withdrawals, and I used to feel dreadful. I mean, really dreadful. I went down to 9 stone, I'm 6'3". You can imagine what state I was in. And I had this huge distended stomach, which became very hard to the touch. I didn't know what that was. I found out later it was a sinuous fluid. I struggled to sit on the side of the bed, and then I'd get a couple more cans of beer just next to me. I was just sort of sipping away most of the day, looking out the window and seeing cars pass and seeing people pass and thinking, why can't I be normal again? But it came as a bit of a shock, well, a massive shock to me, from being a confident policeman in central London. Then a few years later, I was just this completely depressed, lonely, dependent alcoholic who had in my eyes, nothing to live for. I must have got depression, and I just felt awful all the time. Physically, I was just gone. So I'd sip this beer, listen to a couple of songs on the iPad. I didn't have the energy to clean up anything. I didn't have the energy to clean myself up, to be honest. So I keep drinking and drinking, because as an alcoholic, when you're in active addiction, you're drinking just to try and feel normal, to be honest. Keep doing that during the day, and then I used to sometimes, well, most of the time, actually force myself to go out, rather than just sit in this flat, lonely. So I'd make an effort to maybe get some clothes together. I did have a washing machine, it wasn't washing properly, it was just washing cold water. But put some clothes on, that would take me about an hour. I'd still be feeling nauseous, not hungry at all. And I'd phoned the taxi company up, which I knew well, they knew me. They knew where I was, knew where I wanted to go. The local Spoons pub was about a mile away. No way could I walk, couldn't even walk around the block. So I used to sometimes just walk along the wall like this, and get to the taxi. They was always making me go to the middle door, because I thought I can't walk to the end door, it's too far. I was like an invalid, really. And get in the car, he used to help me in the car, and then just get me out at the pub, and someone just walked me to the entrance. So embarrassing. I felt ashamed. I felt dreadful in myself. I looked dreadful. I didn't behave dreadful. I was very quiet. I became very introverted and didn't want to speak to anybody really. I saw a couple of lads who I used to know, but on reflection, when I look at them now, they're very, very quiet people. I think the drinks just knocks your confidence out of you. You're not yourself anymore. You're a shadow of your former self when you're an addict. When you're addicted to alcohol, you're not functioning really. You know, there's this thing about functional alcoholic. I wasn't functioning at all. I was just an alcoholic. So I tried then to get one of the guys to go and get me a couple of, a few supplies really, beer. I also used to use a company called Dial Drink, where they come to your house. So I'd have a few drinks with these lads, and I'd be frightened to go home, to be lonely again. But I had to go home, and I always got a taxi midweek. Sometimes I was trying to get a taxi at the weekends, and I was really worried in case I wouldn't turn up. My anxiety was through the roof. So I'd go back to the flat, and the rats had been in there. Obviously, as soon as you put the light on and make a noise, then they screw you away. I tried to get the rats sold, but I could never get up in time to see these the pest control, so they just ran riot. All this horrendous mess to clean up. No energy, felt really ill, felt sick again, so it would start again. And I just put the radio on at night, talk sport or something, just for some background noise. Because if you're totally isolated and you're not talking to anybody and you're not ringing anybody, it's a very, very lonely life. And as the anxiety got worse, I became more and more aware of this amount of stock I had. I had slabs and slabs of Stella Log. I don't know if I get it in the cupboard. I filled the whole cupboard. So I'd bring this company called Dial Drink, and over time, I used to have to go out to the van, Dial Drink van. I used to take a checkbook. It's a while ago now, and I got to the point where I couldn't write at all, and I was frightened to go outside. I couldn't get out and carry the slab of beer back. I was so weak. So I used to say to them, "Can you please come in?" And give them the passcode, and they used to come into the door, and I used to let them write the check. I couldn't hold a card to the machine, so I used to get them to write the check for me, and I used to just put a bit of a squiggle on the bottom of the check. It was overpriced as well, but I just had to have this huge stock because the anxiety when alcohol is, you're going to run out, and it was horrendous having that feeling of I'm going to run out. I had so much beer in the end I could have opened a bar, and that went on all night, just sitting there anxious, feeling ill, listening to the radio, just sitting on the edge of the bed really. And then I'd just try to sort of lie down, get a couple of hours, and then wake up in a bit of a state and think, God, I'm back in here again. But I had very vivid dreams of escaping out of it, And I was thinking, oh, I'm in a nice place now, on a beach somewhere, I'm feeling good. And I'd wake up and I'd get so down, I'm back, back to where I was, and just lying in the bed, and it was filthy. And the odd time I'd spot a rat running by and think, God, what have I come to? That's how bad it was, And that's how bad it can get, and it will get unless you stop drinking, if you're an addict, because nothing's going to improve. With addiction, you say, with alcohol especially, it'll just destroy everything. I can't think of any positives of any major drug, any legal drug. Alcohol now, if it had been brought in, you probably heard this now 1,000 times, would be banned. But it's so widely available. I think it's more advertised now, it's more available than it was 25 years ago. It's everywhere, isn't it? And longer hours, pubs and all this sort of thing. Off 24-hour off license at the garages where you can buy anything you want, beer, wine, spirits, all this sort of thing. And obviously you've got these delivery companies now. You can just sit in your flat all day, your house, and just get delivered. Get wine delivered, get beer delivered, whatever you want. It's so easy. It's so easy to become an alcoholic now, if that makes sense. And it's a habit that films in addiction, I think. You don't go out one day and think, I'm going to just kill myself with alcohol. This is what I want to do. You start off socially like I did, you enjoy the feeling of it and enjoy the buzz. And for years after that, you're trying to get back what you had when you were younger, when you took your first few drinks, and you had the odd party to go to, and you used to chat to people and you had the confidence. And you're always going to chase that dream again, but it's never going to happen. It's just a bit of a warning, but it's a massive warning, actually, not just a bit of a warning, that alcohol will kill you if it gets a grip and you don't deal with it. If you need any help with that, then get in touch with me. If you benefit from the channel, then please subscribe. I'm here to help you. And I've got an ebook out as well. The link will be in the description below this video. It's only $5.99, it's only the price of a pint, but it will help you to get sober and hopefully stay sober. That's the major part, staying sober, because too many relapses. I had a lot of relapses, which nearly took my life in the end. And it's got to be dealt with. Don't put it off any longer. You know, today's a Friday, 24th of January. Why not start today, get some help, seek out somebody to talk to, get your mind set right, get a plan of action. Don't just stop drinking suddenly if you're dependent, because that can kill you. It nearly killed me with withdrawals. I had seizures. So be careful what you're doing. Get some advice first, and get your life back on track. That's what I'm saying to you, because it is possible to recover. What I went through, and I'm back in the game. Happier than ever, really, to be honest. I know it's a bit of a somber video, this. It's meant to be. It's a warning to people. If you don't stop, they won't be here very long. 100%. Speak to you soon.